Picture this. It is a Wednesday morning, cold outside. You are wearing your good coat, the one you save for errands that matter. You walk into your bank branch, the one you have used for 11 years. The teller knows your face. You slide an envelope across the counter. Inside it is $9,400 in cash. Money you saved yourself. $20 here, $40 there, every single month for 4 years. Pulled from your CPP and your OAS, tucked into a tin box in your bedroom closet because you wanted to give your granddaughter something real when she graduated. The teller smiles, starts counting, and then she stops. She picks up the phone. You have done nothing wrong. Every dollar in that envelope came from your own government pension. You saved it yourself over 4 years. It is completely, legally, 100% yours. But in the next 4 minutes, something is going to happen that nobody warned you about. And it is going to be one of the most stressful mornings of your life. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to understand exactly why that happened, exactly what the new 2026 rules say about your cash, and exactly what to do so it never catches you off guard. I am Cruz, and I've spent the past week going through the new 2026 banking rules, CRA guidelines, and Service Canada updates at canada.ca so you do not have to. Before I tell you what happened to that woman at the bank, and I will, every detail, I need you to hear one thing first. Your CPP is safe. Your OAS is safe. Your GIS is safe. Nobody is coming after your pension. What we are talking about today is not about losing your benefits. It is about understanding one specific rule that is quietly catching honest Canadian seniors completely off guard in 2026. Seniors who did nothing wrong. Seniors who saved carefully. Seniors who just did not know. Knowing this today puts you ahead of almost everyone. Her name is Beverley. She is 73 years old. She lives in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Retired nurse. 31 years she worked. She raised 2 kids mostly on her own, paid her taxes every year without fail. And when she retired, she started doing something smart. Every month when her CPP and OAS came in, she pulled out $200 in cash and put it in a tin box on the top shelf of her bedroom closet. No particular reason. She just felt better knowing it was there. Physical, real, hers. 4 years later, that tin box had $9,400 in it. Her granddaughter Maya was graduating in June. Beverly wanted to give her something meaningful. She decided to deposit the cash, write a proper check, make it feel official. So on a Wednesday morning in March, she put on her good coat, drove to her bank, walked up to the counter she had used for 11 years, and slid that envelope across to a teller who knew her by name. The teller counted the bills, smiled, then picked up the phone and called the branch manager. Beverly's account was flagged for review under federal banking rules. Her deposit was held. She received a letter asking her to explain the source of the funds within 7 business days. 7 business days. Beverly stood in that branch for 40 minutes. She cried twice. She called her daughter from the parking lot. She did not sleep properly for 5 days. And here's the part I need you to sit with for a moment. Beverly had done nothing wrong. Not one thing. Every dollar came from her own government pension. She had saved it herself over 4 years. There was no crime, there was no fraud, there was no suspicious activity. But nobody had ever told Beverly about the rule. And in 2026, that rule just got a lot more serious. So what is this rule? There is a government agency in Canada that most people have never heard of. It is not the CRA. It is not Service Canada. It is called FINTRAC, the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Center of Canada. Think of FINTRAC like a giant security camera that watches money moving across the entire country. Every bank, every credit union, every financial institution feeds information into it. Not because you are suspicious, not because you did anything wrong, just because the camera is always on. And the camera has one very specific trigger. When you deposit $10,000 or more in cash in a single transaction, your bank is legally required to file a report with FINTRAC automatically. No choice, no discretion, it just happens. Now you are thinking, Beverley only deposited $9,400. She was under the limit, so why did her account get flagged? This is where it gets important, and this is what most coverage completely misses. There is a second trigger that almost nobody knows about. Your bank builds a picture of you over time. They know your normal pattern. Every month, $1,668 comes in from Service Canada, your CPP and OAS combined. Regular groceries, regular bills, quiet, predictable, steady. And then suddenly, a $9,400 cash deposit. That is not suspicious because of the amount. That is suspicious because it does not match your pattern. Banks in 2026 are trained to flag exactly this. A transaction that is dramatically out of step with your normal financial behavior, regardless of whether it hits $10,000, can still trigger a review. Beverley's 11 years of steady pension deposits made that cash envelope stand out like a fire alarm in a library. Now here's the part I promised you at the beginning, the 2026 update that changes everything. On March 26, 2026, a new law came into effect in Canada. Banks are now operating under the strictest cash monitoring rules in Canadian history. The penalties for banks that miss a suspicious transaction have been raised dramatically, which means your bank is not taking any chances with anything unusual in 2026. None. And there's a second change that is going to surprise you. Under the new 2026 rules, banks are moving to restrict third-party cash deposits. That means if your son or your daughter tries to deposit cash into your account on your behalf, the bank may refuse, or flag it, or both. So if your adult child has been helping you with banking, and many Canadian seniors rely on family for exactly this, you need to know this rule has changed. But here's what I really want you to understand, and this is the connection most coverage completely misses. If you receive GIS, the Guaranteed Income Supplement, your monthly income from Service Canada is relatively modest. For a single senior with no other income, the combined CPP, OAS, and GIS can be around $2,500 a month. That number is your financial fingerprint at the bank. Steady, predictable, every month the same. Which means any large cash deposit, even something completely innocent like Beverley's savings, creates a dramatic gap between your fingerprint and what just arrived at the counter. The bigger that gap, the more automatic the flag. This is not the bank punishing you. This is an automated system doing exactly what it was designed to do. But it catches honest seniors every single day because nobody explains how it works. Beverley had no idea her 4 years of careful saving would look like an anomaly to a computer. So what do? 3 steps, simple. Each one you can do this week. Step 1, if you have been saving cash at home, start keeping a simple notebook. Date, amount, where it came from. Your CPP came in, you pulled out $200, you wrote it down. That notebook is not for the bank. It is for you. It is your story. A handwritten record of honest saving protects you more than any lawyer when a compliance officer calls. Step 2, before you make any large cash deposit, call your branch first. Tell them you are coming in with a cash deposit, approximately this amount, it came from this source. That one phone call can change your experience from 40 minutes of stress to a 2-minute conversation. Banks treat people who are transparent completely differently from people who show up unannounced with an envelope. Step 3, if you receive GIS and you have been saving cash, apply for direct deposit updates through My Service Canada at canada.ca or call 1-800-277-9914. Having your benefit amounts clearly documented on your Service Canada account gives you an automatic paper trail that explains exactly where your money comes from. That documentation is your first line of protection. And one more thing, the CRA and Service Canada will never call you demanding cash. They will never ask for gift cards or wire transfers. If anyone calls you saying your pension is being suspended unless you pay immediately, hang up. Report it to the Canadian Anti-Fraud Center at 1-888-495-8501. Beverley called Service Canada the day after her account was flagged. She gathered 4 years of bank statements showing her CPP and OAS deposits. She submitted them to the compliance officer with a handwritten note explaining exactly how she had saved the money. 9 days later, the hold was lifted. The deposit cleared. She wrote Maya a check for $9,400. But she told her daughter afterward, and I want you to hear this exactly as she said it. I had no idea saving my own pension money could cause this much trouble. Nobody ever told me how the bank sees it. That is why this video exists. Has your bank ever asked you unexpected questions about a deposit or withdrawal? Which province are you watching from? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one, and the situations you share become the next video. Right now across Canada, there are seniors in Manitoba, in Nova Scotia, in Saskatchewan, in British Columbia, all of them saving carefully, doing everything right, and walking into their bank branch with no idea that a new rule in 2026 just made their honest savings look unusual to an automated system. The only difference between Beverley before this video and you right now is knowing how the system sees your money. Share this with someone you know who receives CPP, OAS, or GIS, especially if they have been saving cash at home. You may be the only person in their life who tells them this before they walk into that branch. I am Cruz. You earned every dollar of those benefits. Take care of yourself.